Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, I'm Yudee.
Welcome to Eastland English.
You and I are on the same side today, so you don't have to be nervous.
Well, thank you very much, Yudee. That's very kind of you to keep them company.
You're welcome.
Today we're going to do part 3 of our English Proficiency Exam tutorials, Sentence Completion. This is our second video with picture-in-picture. We hope you like it. Welcome. All sentence completion have the key instructions: choose the best answer to complete the sentence, or something like that. Our strategy that we're going to show you today is how to delete some of the answers so that you can then guess with more chance of success. Number 1, the board has not passed this motion blank. It appears to be the best idea. Now, before I show you the answers, part of your learning strategy today should be to choose an answer and lock in on that answer before we tell you the answer. And that way you will have more invested in it. If you're correct, you'll remember it with a good emotion. And if you're incorrect, the bad emotion that you have will help you learn easier than if you don't choose at all. So I want you to risk something. Risk your choice. You're only risking it for yourself. No one else will know. All right? Let's get started. A, so. B, but. C, even though. D, therefore. All right, so what do you see here, Yudee?
There are 2 complete sentences.
Yes, there are 2 complete sentences. Good observation. If you have a subject and a verb here, and then after the blank, another subject and another verb, that means there are 2 independent clauses. So you need some form of conjunction. Unfortunately, all 4 of these can act as conjunctions. So we need something more. What else can you see?
Okay, I can see the first part is negative.
Yes, good.
Yes.
Has not passed.
And then the second part is positive.
Excellent. Be the best idea.
Yes, and then you can see the second part is not the result of the first part.
Right. So we can cut what?
We can cut so
Yes.
and therefore.
Right. We can cut so and therefore because they mean the same thing and they require a result following some form of action. So we're left with but and even though. Unfortunately, these mean the exact same thing, so you have to have some knowledge of sentence structure. But is a coordinating conjunction and requires a comma before it. Even though is a subordinating conjunction and does not require a comma. Because there is no comma, C is our only answer. So let's try it out. The board has not passed this motion, even though it appears to be the best idea. C, even though. Number 2, competitions such as the one this company blank provide our staff with the opportunity to present their talents. A, holds. B, is held. C, holding. D, hold. All right, this is a relatively difficult question. Can you identify the subject first of all?
Here is competitions.
Yeah, competitions is the subject. Now, can you find a verb for that subject anywhere?
Of course, is provide. So what is all this between the subject and the verb?
Oh, that's an excellent question. This is what makes this sentence so difficult. We have the main subject and we have the main verb. So everything in between the subject and the verb must refer somehow to this subject. This is called a restrictive clause. It means it is a sentence structure right after a noun that defines what kind of noun that is. So we have competitions provide, and all of this in between must equal a sentence. And so we basically have a new subject, and the new subject here is company. So we must have a verb that coincides or agrees with company, not competitions. So can we cut any?
Yeah, I can cut C and D.
C and D. Why can we cut them?
Because C is verb ing.
Excellent. Verb ing. That's Thai's short form for the gerund or present participle form of the verb. And D, hold, is a verb, but it is a plural verb and would work for competitions. But remember, because this is a restrictive clause, we look for the new subject within the restrictive clause, and it is singular. Therefore, we need a singular form of the verb. We have two, A and B, that it could be because they both agree with this company. One of them is active, one of them is passive. So then we have to look at, does the event have the company or does the company have the event? And so we can see the company holds the event or has the event, so it must be active. Therefore, A, holds. Number 2 should read, competitions such as the one this company holds provide our staff with the opportunity to present their talents. Number 3, Adele is a famous singer who has attracted an international audience due to her blank lyrics and vocal tone. A, emotion. B, emotive. C, emote. D, emotions. Okay, Yudee?
Yeah.
You love Adele. I know you love Adele. So do I.
Yeah.
What do you think about this sentence?
So I think this question is testing you about the parts of speech.
Yes, it is. It's testing the parts of speech, and you can see there are different parts of speech here. So what clues do you have to choose the part of speech?
The keywords for me is lyrics.
Yes, lyrics.
It's a noun.
Right.
So the part of speech that comes before noun is adjective.
Excellent. So what can we cut?
I can cut A and
Yeah.
D
Good.
because tion is a suffix for a noun.
tion is a suffix for a noun. In this case, emotion is a countable noun, so emotion is a singular one and emotions plural, but they're both nouns, and you can't have a noun stuck with a noun. However, if there were a comma here and a comma here, it might be 3 nouns in a row, but it's not, and there's no comma, so it must be an adjective. So we're left with emotive and emote. Is there anything else you can cut?
I cut C as well because emote is a verb.
Excellent. So we're left with only one, emotive. And emotive means to bring about emotions in the listener. So number 3 should be, Adele is a famous singer who has attracted an international audience due to her emotive lyrics and vocal tone. Number 4, another famous person in this one, Bill Gates, blank, for developing and marketing software that has helped many companies modernize. A, is known. B, is knowing. C, known. D, knows. All right, have you got your answer? Yudee, what do you see here?
Here I can see preposition for,
Uh-huh.
right? And the words that come after this is the information about Bill Gates that other acknowledge.
Yes, excellent.
Right? So Bill Gates doesn't do it himself.
Right.
So the blank requires a passive form.
Yes, excellent. Passive form. Once again, Yudee is absolutely correct. If you see something that comes after the object that likely has a hidden agent, and the hidden agent here means the hidden subject, other people. So other people actively know Bill Gates for these things. Bill Gates doesn't know himself for these things. So, passive voice. Which ones can we cut?
I will cut C and D because passive voice you need verb be and then verb 3.
Yes, excellent. For passive voice, you need the verb be first and then verb 3, or what we call the past participle. Thai people call verb 3. It's easy shorthand. So verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. Remember, swim, swam, swum, we would call that verb 1, verb 2, and verb 3. Easier than present tense, past tense, and past participle. Excellent. So we can cut C and D because there is no verb be. Now what about A and B?
So I will cut B as well because you can see there is a verb ing.
Yes, verb ing. This is, again, Thai shorthand for what we would call either the gerund or the present participle. Because that's so long to say, they just say verb ing. So we have the verb be plus verb ing. That makes it present continuous. So the only passive form we have here is A, is known. Therefore, 4 should read, Bill Gates is known for developing and marketing software that has helped many companies modernize. Number 5. Some social media platforms have faulty algorithms that incorrectly blank active users as spammers. A. To identify. B. Identified. C. Identify. D. Identifying. Yudee, is there anything that you can pick up here that you notice right away will help you?
Yes, I noticed a tense. This is simple tense. And then you can see verb 1, right, have. So it shows the meaning of this sentence is a fact.
Yeah, excellent. Verb 1, or present simple tense, tells us that it's a fact.
Yes.
Excellent. So therefore,
I will cut B and D.
Excellent.
Because of the form. B, ed is the past tense.
Or verb 2.
Yes, right?
Right.
Correct. Now you
say.
remember, right?
And you're remembering ours.
Yes, right.
Excellent.
And D is verb ing.
Right. So, easy to see if you know. This is a fact. We're looking for verb 1, verb 1, verb 1. And in this case, we have verb 2, which is past tense. Past tense is only used for past facts. And D, identifying, because it has an ing on it, must have the verb be before it in order to be a verb. So here, without that, it's actually not a verb and can only be either a noun or an adjective. So we're left with A, to identify, and C, identify. And the key here, similar to before with the restrictive clause, is that we have an adjective clause. That will operate as the subject. It's going to refer back to algorithms. And when you have an adjective clause similar to a restrictive clause, it is a full sentence following a noun that describes more about that noun. And that equals the algorithm. So that becomes a new subject. We need a verb, identify. So C, identify, is our only possible answer here. If you delete that, you could use the to form here for A, to identify, as an infinitive of purpose for the first verb. But in fact, because we have that here, it is an adjective clause. And therefore, you need identify, or verb 1. C is the correct choice. 5. Some social media platforms have faulty algorithms that incorrectly identify active users as spammers. 6. Please wash your hands carefully before blank the restroom, as our patrons expect the best from us. A. To leave. B. Leaving. C. Left. D. Leave. All right, Yudee, can you pick up on anything in this sentence that might help us make our choice?
Yes, right. I can pick up the word before is a preposition.
Good.
If you see this one, the word that comes after before must be a noun or a full sentence.
Yeah, that's excellent. Before is usually a preposition or a subordinating conjunction. And if it's a preposition, it must have a noun that follows it. And if it's a subordinating conjunction, you would need a subject and then a verb.
Yeah, look at the choices. There are no full sentences, right? And then we must look for a noun.
Right.
So I will cut C and D.
Excellent.
Because they are verbs.
Yeah, they're both verbs. And what we're looking for is either a noun, and as Yudee correctly pointed out, that would not make a subject-verb-object here. It would not make a complete sentence. Before is being used as a preposition, so we need a noun. We are left with to leave and leaving. They both act as nouns, or they both can act as nouns, but in this case, with before, it's always going to be verb ing, or the gerund form after it. So the correct answer is B, leaving. 6. Please wash your hands before leaving the restroom, as our patrons expect the best from us. Number 7. No stone left unturned is an idiom that means doing all research and work very blank. A, carefully. B, carelessly. C, careful. D, caring. What do you see here, Yudee?
So the keyword that can lead me to the correct answer is work.
Good.
Work is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you need an adverb.
Yeah, you need an adverb. And if we look at the answers here, carefully, carelessly, careful, and caring, what do they have in common?
Care.
Yeah, so they all have care in them. And then what can we see about the suffixes that can help us make our choice?
Based on my knowledge, the words that end with ly are adverbs.
Very good. You're right. ly usually signifies an adverb. We have two adverbs here, A and B, carefully and carelessly. And this time I'm going to tell you a little bit about the idiom here. Idioms are usually metaphoric, which means they're based on a picture that your mind creates that is related to something else or something that you want to teach. In this case, no stone left unturned means the idea of looking at every stone and turning it over to inspect every single one. So no stone left unturned implies a lot of care.
That is compelling.
Yes, it is. I love idioms, and perhaps in the future we'll do videos based only on idioms. So carefully is what you're looking for. A, carefully is the correct answer. So number 7 should read, no stone left unturned is an idiom that means doing all research and work very carefully. 8. If you finish your work early, you may clock out early.
Just a second.
Yeah?
What does clock out early mean?
Oh, clock out, another idiom. Clock out comes from the old style of work where you actually had a clock at the door, and as you walked into the door, you take a card,
Yes.
which has your name on it, and put it into the clock, and the clock will punch the time that you arrive at work. That's called to clock in, because you're going into work.
Yeah.
And then as you leave, you take that same card, push it into the clock, and it stamps the time that you leave or go out of work. So that's called clock in, start work, clock out, leave work.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll start again. 8. If you finish your work on time, you may clock out early, but you blank receive compensation for the missing hours. A, do. B, will not. C, will. D, was not. All right, Yudee, you told me before that you saw a key word here that can help you.
Yes, right. I look at the if, right? And it shows that this sentence must be either zero or first conditional.
Yes, excellent. If usually signifies a conditional. How do you know if it's zero or first conditional?
I will look at the verb. Finish is verb 1.
Right. So finish, verb 1 means present tense. It can only be zero conditional or first conditional. And the difference is zero conditional in the second clause after if will have no will. It will not be simple future. But if it's first conditional, it will have a will form. So we know it's either zero conditional or first conditional. Therefore, which ones can we cut?
I can cut D because was is verb 2.
Yeah, was verb 2. Again, Thai shorthand for past tense. Was is verb 2, so it cannot be part of a zero conditional or first conditional. So we're only left with do, will not, or will. In this case, the meaning then comes next. We have a but here which will help us. The but implies a negative or a contrast between the two. Here we have a positive. You may clock out early. Good thing, right? You get to go home early. Then you have a but, so this one must be negative. Therefore, do and will don't make sense according to that rule. Therefore, B, will not, is the correct answer. 8. If you finish your work on time, you may clock out early, but you will not receive compensation for the missing hours. 9. Try to arrive a little early tomorrow, as our manager will be giving her speech punctually blank 9 a.m. A. In. B. For. C. Around. D. At. What's the clue here, Yudee?
Of course, it's the time, 9 a.m.
Right, the time, 9 a.m. That helps us right away. We need a preposition having something to do with time. What else can you see?
I can see punctually.
Yes, punctually. Good.
Punctually cannot be earlier, cannot be later.
Right.
But it means exact, right?
Yeah, it means exactly on time. And so therefore, you would have two, C and D, that would be used for a time, but only one of them means exactly at that time, and that's D, at. So therefore, 9 should be, try to arrive a little early tomorrow, as our manager will be giving her speech punctually at 9 a.m. Number 10, the budget for your project has already been approved, and the money has been blank into your account. A, deposited. B, promoted. C, interested. D, withdrawn. Okay, number 10 is a vocabulary question, and as we've seen before, vocabulary questions are a little bit difficult if you don't know any vocabulary, so we're going to try to eliminate some of the choices. All right, Yudee, what are your keys for solving this last sentence?
I need 3 keywords to help me here. The first one is money. The second one is into.
Good.
And then the third one is account.
Excellent. Are there any words that you see here that you can cut right away?
I will cut B because money cannot promote itself.
Excellent. Good.
Right? And then I will cut D as well. Withdrawn means to take money out of your account, not into your account.
Excellent. So we're left with A and C, deposited and interested. And this is a little bit tricky. Interested is actually an adjective, meaning that you show interest towards something, that you like something or want to know more about it. Interest as a noun does have something to do with money, but it cannot be turned into a verb. So be careful. Interest as a noun means a percentage that you gain, but it cannot be a verb in this case. So the only one left is?
Deposited.
Correct. A, deposited. Number 10, the budget for your project has already been approved and the money has been deposited into your account. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want more tutorial videos in the future.
Don't forget to check your scores.
Yeah, how did you do? I hope you did well. Bye-bye.